Alright, so time for an old start. I don't know when the last time this thing started. So, I've got the battery charger on it. 6-volt, positive ground. We're going to give it a little squirt. Took one little screw out of here, the air cleaner. Squirt a carburetor cleaner. I think it's firing. I cleaned the points. They're pretty grungy. So, I think it's firing. Just see if it tries to pop off. Let's close the choke. I don't think it's firing. Nope, I don't think it's firing. So, let me take a look at the points again. Alright, so it's actually a week later than the first little section of this video. And, of course, it didn't start last time, and I worked with it, and it wasn't firing, and cleaning the points and everything, it still wasn't firing, and it appears that the coil is bad. So, I picked up a 6-volt coil, and we're going to install that and see if it'll fire up. Now, I'd mentioned, we were trying to get it out of this barn. We've had a bunch of rain. As you can see, this barn floods. Well, we got about 3 or 4 inches of water. We got a dry spot right here and water at the back. So it's just not a good place for this thing to be stored. So I could pull it out of here, but I kind of want to get it to run anyway. So might as well see if we can drive it out of here. Of course, now with all this water and mud, it will probably get stuck trying to get out of here. But let's get it, let's try to get it started up. One thing to make note of, these things are positive ground, and the points, when they close up, they connect the positive side. So it's backwards from a normal, how you would normally hook up a coil on a regular negative ground. So this coil, it's a 6-volt coil, and it's actually marked positive and negative. So this one's easy to hook up on here because the other ones would probably be marked battery and distributor. And so if yours was marked that way on a positive ground, you would actually hook it up backwards. The distributor side would be the battery side. And so you kind of need to know your coil to hook it up. So I'm going to get these wires disconnected, and we will get this thing hooked back up. This is actually, I looked on Amazon, and this was actually listed for a Ford tractor. Just looked for a 6-volt coil, and that was the one I was able to come up with. So it'll work for this. Actually, it looks pretty much identical to the old one. So let's get it installed. We've got to loosen the coil bracket. We got to take these wires off and undo the coil wire. So let me get this done, and then we'll try to start. I've got the battery charger going again to start it up, or to get it started, give it a boost. Alright, coil is installed. I don't know if the battery's got enough in it yet. The charger hasn't been on long. We'll see. Here's the old one, Eklund. Been on there a while. I just reused the old bracket on there. So, let's see. Kinda doubt the battery's good enough. Turn the gas on. Here, pull the choke out. It's out of gear, clutch down, key on. I'll give it a spray of carb cleaner. Alright. It may not be turning over fast enough. Let's see. I'm wondering if we might have a problem with the condenser. I smell gas. So, let's see. Let's find one of these. See if that'll... Oh, we're firing now. We weren't firing before. Perfect. So we are firing now. And we just need to crank over a little faster. So, we did have a bad coil. I don't know if y'all saw that spark. Let's see if I can show it a little better. Hang on. Alright, it smells flooded, so put the gas up, push the choke in. Ooh, it's firing. Adjust the timing a little bit. Y'all hear it? Let's go the other way with the timing. Trying. Problem is we're pretty much starting on the battery charger. Get the battery just a little bit. Let's try choking it a little bit. It doesn't like being choked. I think the carburetor's flooding a little bit. Choking again. Nope. Alright, let me let the battery charge up a little bit. Alright, let's try it again. Come on. Lower the timing a little bit. have some valves that are a little sticking. Exhaust valve, probably. Alright, let's let it sit for a minute. Battery come up. Alright, let it charge up a little bit. I'll turn the gas off, so try to keep it from flooding. Turn it back on. It probably is flooded, so I'm going to put the gas all the way up. Turn the key on, still in neutral. Timing up. Throttle. Oh, throttle's down. Oops. Throttle up. Just trying. Just fighting this battery. Yeah, the timing is just advancing it all I can. Well, yeah. Alright, let me see if it's going to line out. Oh. Alright, it died. But, carburetor's, it's popping back through the carburetor. I can't tell if it's, a valve sticking or if, it's the carburetor. I think it's a valve sticking. So, I'm thinking I might pull it's an intake valve. I might put some transmission fluid through the in with the gas and see if that'll kind of, or some two-stroke oil, either one. Actually, I think I have some Lucas, some of that. I forget what it's called, but it acts as a lubricant, and I'll probably put some of that in there because that'll help kind of clean out the carburetor. And I put that in my tractor since you can't buy leaded fuel anymore, to kind of lubricate the valve guides. So I'm going to put some of that in there, and then if it continues to be a problem, we might lower this down. Not all the way down, but pulled the side plate off the motor. The carburetor's probably got junk in it. Might could try squirting a little oil in the cylinders too, but let's try some stuff in the gas first. So while I'm kind of waiting for the battery to come up a little bit, I reset the point gap, and I've got it set at 20 thousandths. And the way you do that, you unscrew this, or loosen this screw here, and you take a small screwdriver, and you screw this little pin, which is the other part of the points, in and out to adjust the gap. And I've got the, I bumped it over till I've got the points up. You can reach over here and just grab the starter rod and bump it, or push it in. So I've got the points set. They were close. They had kind of worn down a little bit. So the points are reset. We put the distributor cap back on. And the rotor. Rotor. Cap. And plug wires. I guess you would call these plug wires. These are loose. Alright, let it charge a little bit. Oh, and I put some of that stuff, that lubricant, injector cleaner, lubricant stuff in the fuel. So let's let the battery charge a little more and we'll see if it'll crank up again. So here's our progression of events here. See, what happened was I took apart, I'll show you. Went to, this is the fuel drain. Took it apart and it was full of rust. So, since that was full of rust, I decided to go ahead while I was waiting for, and the carburetor was flooding out. While I was waiting for the battery to charge, I figured I'd go ahead and just take the carburetor off, pull it apart. I was able to save the gasket. Because this thing was full of rust. So I figured if that's full of rust, I'm working on cleaning it out. If it's full of rust, the carburetor's probably not in that great a shape. Actually, the carburetor's not too bad. It's got some junk in the bottom. I'll clean out the jets. I'll take it over to the air compressor, blow it out, blow some carb cleaner through it, make sure all these passages are clear, and float looks okay. Needle and seat, I guess they're okay. I need to check them, but it looks much better inside than I thought it would. But we'll just get it all cleaned up. We'll put it back on there, and should turn out okay. What the hell this filter is. Alright, so let's get this thing cleaned up. Alright, carburetor is cleaned up. The gasket on the manifold's still good, so we're going to bolt this back on. Yeah, I couldn't get that rod off right there, so I undid it on the other end. So let's get it bolted back on. That little secondary fuel bowl was a little metal one that bolts to the carburetor. I never could get the drain plugged on it, but that's okay. I did get all the rust cleaned out of it, so at least it's not sending rust into the carburetor. So we'll put that back on there. I just couldn't, it's just rusted shut. So, but we'll put it all back together and we'll see if it'll start. So I decided to isolate the coil, undid the wires to the coil, and I've just got my jumper wire on there. So let's see what it'll do. Close. Oh, it's flooded. It's trying to pop off. Turn the gas off because it's flooding out. Alright, I think I had a bad connection on my alligator jumper lead. So let's try it. When I moved it, it sparked. It backfired. Change the timing a little bit. Man, look at that. Look at that thing running. Alright, so I filled up the radiator, put some air in the tires. Let's crank it back up. carburetor over there. It's acting like it's not firing. What just happened? Our alligator clip lose connection. Alright, I'm getting tired of walking through this mud. There we go. Adjust the timing a little bit. Throttle sticking a little bit. Time to adjust the carburetor a little bit. Worse. No. Alright, let me clear some of this junk out of the way.